morning once again. Welcome as we continue where we left the topic. We spoke of Zechariah chapter number 4, verses number 6, where we talked about it is not by power, nor by mighty, but by the Spirit of the living God. So my name's Pastor Edward Zuze from Zambia, sharing unto you the word of the living God. So I'm saying sometimes as believers we go through things, difficult times, difficult battles, even sometimes friends that we have around us may not be around us. But in all these things, I want to remind you and tell you, the battles that we face, we don't win them by power. We win things at the place of prayer. We win things in God. We win things by going to God. That's why Zechariah reminded us in the book of Zechariah chapter number 6, number 4 verses 6, where he mentioned to say, go and tell Zerubbabel to say it is not by power nor by mighty, but by my Spirit, says the living God. So every battle that we face as children of God, as believers, is only won not in our own ability, because God does not want to share glory with man using his own ability. God sometimes allows us to be going through certain things where we face obstacles, where we face challenges, where we face people that will be against us, where people will be fighting against our destiny. But God allows those things to be there so that we may not say we won this battle by our own ability. That's why Isaiah is reminding us to say the battle is not to the swift, nor the race won to the mighty, but God is the one that gives us the ability, man, to win. So sometimes even Isaiah is reminding us in the book of Isaiah chapter number 40, it is saying even youth are able to faint, young men are able to grow willing, and it says, but they that wait upon the Lord shall renew their strength. They shall mount up with wings like an eagle. They shall run and never be weary. They shall run and never get tired. So what God is saying is this to a believer. Sometimes all the battles that we face as children of God are never won in our own ability. They are never won in our own capacity. They are never won in our own hands. But God allows his own power and spirit to bring things to pass in our life and in our destiny. That's why when we are seeing is telling Zerubbabel to say, you are going to build this temple not by power nor by mighty. So even though they stopped them to build this temple, but they continued believing God to say this project is going to be finished. And he said, you are going to put the last stone, the chief cornerstone, by shouting grace or grace. People that are in construction or people that are into civil works, they are going to tell you after you start from a substructure, building, you do your foundation and whatever the substructure there, then there's what we call a superstructure. A superstructure you build now from the level that is just one up to where you reach the lintel. After the lintel you put 3 courses. That is also called the superstructure. But when you're making that, there is a thing that we do, like when you're making a gable. A gable it becomes like a triangle kind of a shape, where the planks and the iron sheet where they are going to lie, so that you make a slope for the rains and other things to be dropping. Now, when they are making those, there is that one stone that they put on top. The last stone to make it square is the one that we call Zachariah or Zerubbabel was taught to say, you're going to shout grace or grace by putting that stone. So meaning during that time, there were many oppositions that they faced. There are many resistance that came. They stopped them from building. I believe when they built one course, tomorrow they will find other people have gone there, scattered their works. But again, God in the night, by his own ability and power, maybe you build that thing by 3 courses. Again, they break, they find another courses have been built. They break until they found to say the whole building was built, not by power, nor by might, but by the Spirit of the living God. It caused things to work for their good. So I pray even for you as you are hearing at the sound of my voice, that God will cause things to fall in place, not by power, not by mighty, but by the Spirit of the living God, where things are going to work for their good in your life and in your destiny. I pray for you. You may be hearing me. You are going through a situation that is impossible, where things are not working out in your favor. Things are not good in your destiny. Isaiah is reminding me in Isaiah 54 to say God is the one that created the blacksmith. And when he created those blacksmiths, he is reminding us to say, even though they make their weapons and things that they do against our life, is reminding us to say, no weapon formed against you and me shall be able to prosper. And any tongue that may arise against you in time of judgment, God will surely condemn. So it is my prayer this morning that God may fight your battle. Bring that giant down. Bring that force that you are seeing as an obstacle. That stone that you are seeing is unmovable in your life. I pray for you that may God remove it in your way. May God make his way upon your life and your destiny. I break any embargo that may be standing in your way, any weapon that the enemy will ever try to fashion against your life. It will never stand, it will never prosper, because God is reminding me in the book of Numbers 23:23 to say there is no enchantment, no witchcraft, no divination against the house of Jacob that shall be able to prosper against your life. So it is well with your life, it is well with your destiny. Continue believing God this morning to say it is not by your own ability or power where things will fall in place, but by the Spirit of the living God, that God will gather things for your good. Stay blessed as you continue hearing the word of the Lord. Shalom, shalom. Amen.